Welcome all as we congregate to the greatest toy line in community, ever growing, ever changing. As we collect and adapt these figures to our own imaginations and embrace the fun, there's much to learn, especially if you're new to Mythics.
I love that intro.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. I do too. It's so soothing. I got a message from my friend Randall today. He said that he was listening as he was driving. He's like, I just love the music. I mean, he likes the rest of the show, but the music is just kind of like,
yes.
I'm like, dude, it's lo-fi hip hop. Lo-fi hip hop is the way to go. It's good, just background, positive, like
inviting.
Yes, absolutely. Speaking of inviting, welcome to episode 24, joined by STEF from the Cabal in the community. How are you this evening?
I'm doing really well. How about you, Greg?
I'm good. I was off today,
being so proper. So I really want to. I'm being very proper.
Oh, stop. Be yourself.
Burger. Hi.
Yeah, that's fine. Be yourself. Yeah. I think I've noticed that maybe you give nicknames to your friends.
A little bit.
Sometimes. Yeah. So I'm Burger from Schmerben Burger, which was.
But you're Smurf now too.
Smurf, yeah. I'm yes.
Yeah.
Smurf.
We share the same SCH last name, so I'm there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I got called Schmitty a lot.
I had a friend that was whose last name was Schmidt, and he was Schmitty, and I'm like, that's a great last name, Schmidt, Schmitty.
Think so?
I mean, you can kind of like segue it into other words, but it's a cool, Schmitty.
Schmitty. Hey, Schmitty. My brother-in-law calls me that, but when I was younger, everybody asked if I was related to Mike Schmidt because I lived right outside of Philadelphia, and I'm like, no.
Who's Mike Schmidt?
Mike Schmidt is renowned baseball player. Not here.
Okay. I would have been ousted in
Philadelphia, Philly.
Like, you don't know Schmidt? Get out of here.
Get out of here. Yeah. I'm not like that with sports.
Yeah. I do love baseball, but I don't think I've heard of Mike Schmidt.
No?
I don't think so.
He's an oldie but goodie. He had a stash. Ooh, that was so
sexy. You gotta have that.
Yeah, it was a Magnum.
Brush.
It was a Magnum PI stash, like for real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
So how are you doing? How was your day?
My day was well. I took care of my daughter Chewbacca, and we went for a walk. I fixed a bike chain.
Now I saw that bike. That was pretty rad. Whose bike was that?
It's a Schwinn Manta Ray.
Is that yours or somebody else's?
It's actually Dave's. So I thought it was hot when I met him. He customized like all the skulls on it and stuff, but it's been out there in the rust. But it has the banana seat, right? And then
Dave. So Dave Orkin is the t-shirt master. In case people don't know.
That's so nice of you to say, but yeah, he knows that well.
He really does. He's done so many amazing shirts.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm super proud to. I'm not wearing it right now, but
no,
the shirts that he's made.
I'm super critical of him, like in his shirts too.
You are?
Oh, for real? Yes, absolutely.
I mean, sometimes it's good though to have someone be like, no. That's not good.
Well, yeah. I mean, he married into a family that has a commercial art studio. So we dealt with print things and, you just learn the ins and outs of what you look for and what should be right.
But it's good. I think it's good. Like when you're creative, it's good to bounce things off of other people. You're an artist. You paint and stuff. I think it's healthy. Like if not, you're in this chamber of like creating, it's like, I
In a
think there
bubble.
should be maybe some self-doubt, like, is this good? Is this, but like not.
Here's what I learned. What makes something art is that you interact with it. If you don't interact
Yes.
with it, the philosophy of that is that the viewer needs to see it, right? So
Right.
that's important, I think. And I love that I've heard about, at the Four Horsemen studio, Eric encourages some of his employees, you're going to make mistakes, but he understands that that's how you innovate sometimes.
Yeah, and I think it's cool that he, like, because I think Jeremy, who's the director of marketing, but I think he's a lot more in the studio nowadays. His maybe his advice and his creativity is
Yeah,
welcomed by Eric.
he
And
certainly steadfastly, in my opinion, plummeled leaps and bounds for the company, and
yeah,
it well deserves.
yeah.
you know. So yeah, that's great.
So back to the art thing. So you have painted. Your dad is a painter also, or
Yeah, he never went to school for it, but he was a football player, and he just had a natural ability to, draw portraits, anything hyper realistically.
Mhm.
And so I grew up in a household like that. So seeing my dad do photo shoots of food or models, and then also painting,
Mhm.
whatever it is, involving, you know, commercial paid work. He did it to support me, my sister, and my mom. Like
So it
whatever.
was encouraged. Anything creative
Yeah,
was encouraged. I love that. Like
yeah. My
I
sister's not creative, and yeah,
she's not.
no, oh no,
She's
no,
like,
not
no.
at
Is
all.
she like an analytical mind or like scientific or
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
She's
yeah,
analytical.
yeah, yeah. That's okay.
She's
That's all right.
a Yeah. She's the doctor of education.
I think, and this might be the dramatical part of me, but I think people that are artistic can be dramatic or can be,
God,
you
yeah,
know,
probably, yeah.
yeah, and also hard on yourself, like we were talking a minute ago about. Um, I
So
feel like you create because there's something within you that you need to create, but
exactly, have
I
to.
I I feel like I also need to present it to somebody. Like even if you don't like it, I
I'm
still
afraid of that.
you're afraid of presenting your stuff to people or
Oh, pretty much, yeah.
because
Always.
of like criticism or
No. I just don't. I guess
so what if somebody was like your
I don't
art
want
is
someone to
badass?
take it. Is that weird? Like, I mean, I just, I don't know what people would think of it, because then it's the ultimate judgment, right? Of
Yeah, I mean, yeah, art is if I think if you're really creating, then whatever you're creating, it shows you better than your words do, I think.
Yeah. I mean, look at Marcel Duchamp, or no, blah blah blah.
Blah, blah, blah,
Uh,
blah.
Basquiat,
Yeah.
Basquiat. So he was right around where Andy Warhol was,
Mhm.
right? And he had to paint. He went to New York. He had to paint, but it was a trying time in New York City in the '80s. So he struggled, but his paintings, I mean, they're branded on probably fucking Doc Martens or something
Yeah.
right now, but
Yeah.
beautiful work, and it showed his pain.
Yeah.
It was like street art, and just tagging and stuff like that.
So do you think that like so people that aren't recognized maybe when they're alive, like maybe recognized after. So do you think that
Right.
if you had that recognition or if you had that adoration, do you think it would change the art that you were doing? I think it would. Because so
Yes.
say like you're a writer and like you're writing, and then you're giving it to your wife or your partner, and they're like, man, this is the best I've ever read.
It's the
So
same. Yeah, it's like the same. Yeah, I get
but
exactly.
I think that's why I think you need that critic. You know what I mean? Like you said with your with Dave, it's like you need that voice being like, "Nah, that's shitty." You know, like or like more
I'll
critical,
say
like more creative, like you know, like
the
this is
registration's
good,
off.
but this is yeah,
Yeah,
and
for
that
sure.
helps. I think it's because it's coming from a place of I care about what you're creating, you
Hmm.
know,
But I've
and I want it to be the
always,
best.
I've always been like cognizant of like not wanting to be like bitchy and naggy though too,
Right.
because
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I get that.
so yeah. But any job I've had previously, whether it was in production design houses, I make a mistake and they would just like you know the guy would just like blow up on me or something
Yeah.
for no reason, other than he's a high stress situation and involvement.
Yeah. So I feel like sometimes that the artist is the toughest critic on themselves. And
That
maybe that's why a lot of artists, you don't know about them until maybe they're already passed,
that's true.
because it's hard for them to share this much of them, and they don't
Yeah,
want to put out their whole
true.
soul,
Unless
and it crushed.
yeah, unless you were like Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera living in the Spanish in Spain, long time ago, they had to work during the revolution, and that's different. But if you have the choice, you don't. Right, you'd rather be
Yeah. Yeah.
known after. So
So have you always been into Okiatis? Okiatis is probably my least
I know
favorite.
everybody says that, but I
A lot
believe
of people say that,
they
but I've
do.
never opened one. I've had it, and I think I traded it to somebody, but I've never opened
You
it.
were just like, no, no.
I
Well,
had it, and then I think I got a mystery box, and I
uh,
opened it, and I was like, and so I let Jeff know. I said I have this, and he's like, I'll take it, and I said, here you go, straight to you, buddy.
so
Um,
like the waste, like when we were collecting it when Wasteland came out,
mhm.
like we just got a couple figures from that, but yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you just
Yeah.
uh,
So have you always been into toys and
yeah,
yeah,
yes,
ever since you're a young sprig, you've
yeah.
liked
And my mom would throw my toys out, but yet her mother, my mom Gibson,
your mum.
my mom Gibson, she was a garage sailor. So
Okay.
she every weekend, after like if she had to recycle and pick plastic out at the dump, that's what she did, you know.
Hmm.
And so on the weekend, she would buy, just go to the garage sales, look at the newspaper, get up at the butt crack of dawn, go. And I always loved that the toys she brought into the space that she had
Hmm.
were just shaped my childhood completely. Like
Really? Like what kind of
well,
stuff would she bring home?
like tactile things. Like all these new generations, they don't know anything about that. Like for example, um, one of those like it's like a metal thing. It has like a coin in it, and it's like a pinball machine, and it
Yes.
goes up. I mean, things like that. That's thing she owned. It was so badass. You want to hear it? Okay.
Sure.
It was a red and white TV, and on the top had a 45
Okay.
record player, and then in the back it had a film strip. So you would get these books. It was my favorite thing to do. Me and my cousin. So you would open the book. It could be like Pac-Man. It could be Dick and Jane. I don't know, right? But it had the slide in it. You put it in, and then you would get to see like moving pictures without any technology.
So it was kind of low tech, but it was also.
I'm the queen of low tech completely.
Yeah, low tech is awesome. There's nothing wrong with that.
Has it made a comeback or something?
Maybe. I mean, it never went away. It's always been cool.
That's true. That's definitely true. For
like
real.
Etch-a-Sketch and like Viewmasters and stuff like that. It's still, still works. It's still awesome.
It does. And I like that I can talk to people in community like you about Etch-a-Sketch, and you'll find it interesting. Absolutely. Do you know that Etch-a-Sketch almost didn't come to fruition at all? No. The creator kept doing it over and over again, but he couldn't figure out how to put the wire in the spokes so it would work. And it was the first time they allowed women in the workplace because they had small little hands to go in there and do that.
Yeah, there's no way I could have. I'd been like, blast, forget it.
I'm look at your hands. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. You got big hands.
Big hands. No, that's awesome. I didn't know that. But I love that about certain toys.
Yes.
And that they kind of feed your mind. They kind of get your mind, you know. And I don't see a lot of that these days. But I do see that with like Mythics. That's one big thing that I like about Mythics too, is that
it's fantasy. It's fantasy that it can be whatever you want it to be.
It can be whatever you want it to be.
No rules, nothing. And you know, my family certainly doesn't understand, but I mean, that's important in life.
Absolutely.
It's so there's so much negative stuff. You know.
Yeah. I want to talk about. You said the key word, family, and I think family is, you know, I think there's the biological family, and then there's family of friends.
Yes.
Which is so vital.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and this community is just. I don't know what I would do without it. You know, like I have so embraced. Yeah. I mean, I talk to friends in this community every day. Like I'm in multiple.
So proud of you because after I met you, you've been asking me to do this for a while, but I was so proud of you that like you just took it upon yourself. And honestly, it's my first group of friends too that I really feel are genuine people. You know,
are genuine people.
Genuine people.
Yeah, and I think
there's other scenes that are just like people are cold or, you know.
Yeah, this community. I'm looking for a picture of you and your partner in crime.
Oh, as of late, yes. Oh my God, that's an old one.
Yeah, it's an old one. I went back, but I don't know. That
day was so fun.
Was that ZoloCon? I think that was ZoloCon, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yes. And one of my friends was like, "What do you like, Secret Service? You got the black glasses on and you got black earbuds." I'm like, the music helps me focus, and you know, like
that's the thing in this community.
But it made me laugh
whoever you want.
Hard. It made me laugh so hard.
Yeah, you be whoever you want. Like everyone is accepted in this community. As long as you're good to everybody else, then everyone is welcome. You know, and I love that. We're all individuals. Everyone that is part of this community, like that interacts. You know, there's a lot of people that just kind of look, and that's okay too. But I think people that really embrace. What was that?
I'm a looker too.
No, but see, you're out there. Like you don't post a lot in the cabal, and that's not even what I'm really talking about. Like you are friends and you interact. You go to the cons.
I talk to so many people all day long.
Yeah.
Randomly. Just
and that's what I'm talking about. It's like that connection.
For sure.
You know? Mm-hmm. And that's what's really I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just I just love that about this community. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Like
not
today,
even about the
I
toys.
wanted to be bothered. I had to wish you a good morning. Did I wish you
Absolutely.
a good morning? I think I did. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Yeah. But like, look at this picture right now. I don't
Oh,
see one action figure
no, where's the
in
action
nobody's hand.
figures?
There's
I
no
know.
action figures. There's no
Well,
mythics. They're
that's
probably in the bags. They're out in backpacks. They're nearby. But what I'm saying is that it's so much
more
more
than
than that.
that's what
Yeah.
you're saying. Like the absence of it. Yeah, I'm
Yes.
gonna
Yes.
put some mythics in the hands because that would be like my dream. Like, bah!
Yeah.
Over the weekend, there was a lady next to the horseman table, and her
Uh-huh.
name was Valerie, and she had a lot of good stuff, like vintage, like Diamond Select stuff that I was
Ooh.
looking for to
Mm-hmm.
complete collections. Anyhow, um, so I was checking out, and she must have been there all day next to him, um, Cookie and Jim, and but long story short, as we were checking out, she was so nice and so kind. She had like a bunch of gold jewelry on, like necklaces, and I said,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, your aunt gold necklace is really pretty," and she was just like, "Oh, yeah, you think really? Thank you." My husband never wore jewelry, but after he passed, I found all this gold jewelry, so I'm wearing it. So
Oh.
we struck up a conversation, and she's like, I had no idea. After he passed, I went through all his things, and she related to like Egyptian culture,
Mm-hmm.
right? She had different charms. That was just one of the many. But I was like, you have to see Beset. You have to see
Absolutely.
that and Anubis. So I interrupted Jim and Cookie, and I just said, can I have to show Val? This is your neighbor Valerie. I said, can I show her this? And sure,
Yeah.
and she
Absolutely.
loved it. Well, otherwise, she wouldn't have, seen
Probably
it.
would not have even noticed or looked
She
at it.
appreciated the connection,
Yeah.
which
I
was
love that though.
nice.
Like
Yeah.
I know that you have and I have given stuff to people, especially people that are new. Like there's some kind of like rush and gratification when you and it's
Oh,
not like I'm trying to recruit people, but it's just like, if you love toys, if you
yeah.
love figures, here, check this out. Here's a Legion builder, here's a dwarf, here's a goblin,
Mm-hmm.
and see what their reaction is. Sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, that's cool, thanks. I appreciate
Yeah,
that." But other
right.
times people are like, "Whoa,
Well,
thank you so
exactly.
much." And it's just a gratifying.
That's how I was, very, very lucky, and I I've gotten figures like that, and so I think it's important to make sure I pass it forward if I can. You know,
Absolutely. And you see that so much,
you
every
can,
day.
you do, and that,
Yeah,
and essentially, that's. I tell people that too if they ask me. People just will randomly hit me up and you know talk about how much they love it and how maybe how do I go about getting some figures and
mhm.
stuff like that. And I just told I remember Cloud, I just told her to be part of the community. you
Yeah,
know I
yeah,
said uh, talk to Dennis, don't be afraid to ask them a question.
absolutely.
And
Because
she's had her, I even think Jackie, they all completed their all female list like before. Which to me it wasn't never a race, but I was like,
yeah,
yeah, I kind of really would like that. I really would like to own every single one.
I'm so close. I think Xylona is the only one I think that I'm missing right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have a Xylona head that I bought from someone, but I don't have the figure. So I'm
Mm-mm.
very close. Very close.
Look, I even have a Cabal
Yes.
drinky thing.
That's awesome.
It's a tin thing. Yeah, that was
But
nice.
yeah, there's just something so satisfying of seeing people get it. They're like, this community is like,
I
everyone is
know.
nice and everyone is
I know.
like welcoming. And I'm like, yeah,
And there's no Kool-Aid. No one's drinking no
no.
Kool-Aid. Like, you know.
And it's not forced. It's not like, you have to do this or you have to be this or you have to, there's no exclusivity or anything. It's like, if you like it,
Answers,
well,
but there's no. No, they're all genuine. Great. Did I say that out
I
loud?
love it. Yeah, I'm a huge
Aw.
fan. So what kind of mythics do you gravitate towards? So like what's ones that really,
Really get me?
yeah, so I was looking at this Zarya. You posted Zarya and I was like, oh damn. Like,
You like her, right?
yeah, oh yeah, I loved her before. I hope I have that
You
slide.
know, I admit, like, I do look at certain things and I look at how certain other customizers will pop and swap. And it's stretched, but what it has on it.
Sorry, yeah, I did. I'm still learning the picture thing.
Oh, give it to me. I'm the graphics person. I'll fix the ratio.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Just put it in my DM and then say what you need. Okay. So, yeah, I like the red legs. I like the Alithia torso, and I
I
finally.
was looking at that. Yeah, it's a Lithia torso. You've got Zarya's hooves and legs.
But it was a real good lesson in knowing like all the little parts that can come off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was gifted her too, so that's even more special.
Nice. I love that.
And then
So I'm sorry, maybe I cut you off. What was the figures that interest you? Like which ones in Mythics? Sorry.
Skeletons. Scullies all day long, of course.
You're a Skelly girl, huh?
I'm a Skelly.
No wonder why you and Brett.
It's just, I don't know. I like bones. I mean, okay, so, yeah, I like that kind of stuff. But if fantasy wise, I like the orcs. I like the, some of the weirdo ones. I'll just say it
like
that way.
Goblins, orcs.
I like the unknown
Skellies.
one. Badass.
Yes, that is a great figure.
I know, and
that figure's awesome.
There's even a figure that I can't even remember because it's been so long since I saw it, but I want it. It's this big, beefy guy. I forget. We haven't gotten him yet. But I remember one day going to the to pick up breakfast, and they had an arcade game, and I made a little reel about that figure. Oh, is that
Nova?
Nova. Oh.
Yeah.
Boreas something. I forget the name, but
oh, is it Borear?
No, it's coming out. I think it's Necro. He's beefy.
Oh, it's not out yet. Okay.
Yeah, but
okay, I know which one you're talking about. I think.
Kisses, look at you.
Yeah, she's got the fall colors in.
She
wanted to say hi.
He has Daddy wrapped around her finger.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, she was looking at me forlornly, like I need some love. So I'm like, okay, here you go.
I think we give our affection that we want to show others. I would like to think in our dogs.
Absolutely. No kisses on the mouth, though. None of them.
That's important.
She's quick too. You got to watch out. Like I could be talking to someone and she'll slip the tongue, and you're like that.
She'll slip the tongue. She go right for the nose.
Yes.
Oh, it's the worst.
You good. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
So yeah, I love Figure Obscura. I love Figure Obscura.
Figure Obscura is awesome because I think it's cool because it's so you never know what to expect. Everyone is different.
Yeah.
And they're just fun.
Yeah, I've never handled the Headless Horseman, but I love it. Krampus played with that all day long.
Yes, I have both, and I have not opened them yet. I haven't opened them.
They're fun. Yeah.
I do
So,
too.
like, even when we were buying it, I mean, it was essentially like Dave's choice if you wanted to open it up or not.
Mm-hmm. So do you guys' toy collecting kind of sync up, or is it like he likes this and you like that?
Um, yeah, a little bit. But it's a same collection, but whereas like I was telling you in like the way he sometimes wouldn't buy the female figures that I would want. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I asked him, I was like, we got the first one was like Perp Lure and Kronar,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then the next one was um see, I don't remember the Wave faction names, but he told
Yeah, I
me
don't either.
Siege of Bornjor, but it had the first ogre builder.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the fourth figure. And Boloff the tower. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't seen. I've never touched toys that were like that beefy before, so it was fun for me. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I like them.
Yeah.
I like. Oh, but of course, I love the vampires so much.
Vampires are cool. I love their style, but I wish their faces were a little bit different. I think their faces are like too batty.
I
A
think
lot
they
of
need.
people love it.
They need an update. It's
Yeah.
yeah. They're the quintessential though look of a vampire.
Yes. I love the white skin. I love their black style. Lucretia is awesome.
I
Um,
know, I know, I know.
but,
Trevor, that was the first time I saw one. No, it was Nate Strong's photo of Lucretia. I love so much. I'm like,
mhm.
Dave, why don't we have her? Why didn't want to get her? He didn't get the females. You know?
Has that been corrected?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because I would be like zipping up the jacket, popping the collar, going out and getting,
Like
you
I
know,
don't. I
I'm going to
yeah.
get those figures.
I'm pretty submissive, but when it comes to certain my toys,
Yeah.
I make up my own mind of what I want now.
Or maybe, split up the pre-order. Be like, okay, you pre-order that stuff and I'll pre-order this stuff.
Yeah. Well, I just personally started like a year ago, just doing that,
Focusing
backing
on your
things
your
myself.
collection. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Hmm.
think it's so much fun to go to cons. I always tell people, yes, pre-order and do all that, but if you can, make it to a con because it's
No,
so
you
goddamn
have
fun.
to. My first experience, I was a guest and of the Mr. Dennis Derby, and I thought, oh my God, this guy looks like he's from Castlevania. He's like
Right?
the hottest David Bowie, like strange looking guy, and he likes toys, and he's
He's
nice.
the
Yeah,
he's the one in between Walter and Steph here.
and Steph, the
Yeah.
most kindest
And
person.
tall and yeah, but like a gentleman
Oh,
and just so giving. Like
gentlemen.
he is I would love to talk to him about the community too, because I always say, if you're looking for a part, see him. And he is always, especially if you're new, he will
He
set
takes
you up. If you
time
need something,
to explain everything. Yeah,
he's a
you know,
gentleman.
a lot of times, he's been so kind to me that I almost at certain times, take it as you may, wouldn't want to share that he did that because I would never want. I know there's people in the world that would just like use that,
Right.
abuse that, or
Right.
whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I
And that's the
always
thing. It's like,
like private
you don't want people to abuse other people's generous nature.
generosity.
And you
Exactly.
don't want to bring attention to, like, if he did something for you, he did it for you.
Yeah.
He didn't,
Right.
he didn't do it so like you could, be patted on so you could be patted on the back for it.
Like
It's like,
I was just talking in the ladies group today. Uh, one of the girls, unfortunately, her father passed, and she shared a Mythic Legion with them, and it was Lucretian, and it just, yeah, it was a nice story. And I said one of my favorite things that I like is sometimes hearing the conversations around when and how people have gotten their certain figures.
Yes, and that's I mean that's a lot of what my show is that I just love to hear about, how you got brought into the line, or what was it that,
Yeah.
or did somebody give you this, I still have the first figure that a friend gave me, and that's what got me
What's
into the
that?
line, and I'll never sell it,
No, absolutely not. Yeah.
even
Chewy.
if it's not. Is that Chewy?
Yeah, come here, Chew. Why are you barking? Excuse
What's
me.
wrong, Chewy?
Chewy.
What's
Look,
wrong,
she's
Chewy?
looking at you too. Love her.
Maybe she hears my voice. She's like, "Who is that?
Guys, Chewy.
Where's Chewy?"
Can you see her? Wait, where is she?
Yes. Yeah, I
She is.
see her.
Okay, come here. Let me pick you up.
It's all right, Chewy.
She's really a handful, but
Oh yeah, mine
she's
is too.
getting old now.
Oh, Chewy. Hi, baby.
She's
adorable.
The thing is like though she always needs my attention,
Mm-hmm.
but then she'll help me if she'll tell me when to go to bed at night.
Yes, they give you that look like, "Hey, let's go."
Yep.
Yeah. Mine does too.
That's nice. How long have you had her? I keep
her. I know you do. She is. She'll be 3 in December.
Nice.
Which I can't believe it's been 3 years. But yeah, she was a little potato when we got her. She was just a tiny little.
She was a little potato.
A little potato. Yeah, adorable. Just an adorable little thing. But yeah, she's made my life so much better.
She has, and she makes you happy, right?
Makes me so happy. I remember once I was working at a hardware store, and this was my first Boston. I had a Boston before this Boston Terrier Nova, and her name was Maggie. And I remember I was in love with my dog Maggie. I loved her completely, and I was thinking about her at work, and there was an old lady that I was ringing up, and I go, "How are you today?" And she's like, "I'm fine." And I said, I go, "This might be weird, but I'm just thinking about my dog and how much I love my dog." She goes, "That's weird." And I'm like, "Okay." So I rung her up and, "You're not my people. Move on."
Like, I just was going to say that's like the most beautiful thing. Just like, say.
They've got just pure love,
They do. Well, if you said that to me checking out, I would have had a good feeling for the rest of the day.
We'd have been bros. We'd have been friends after that.
Yes. Yes. Yep. So, I did pre-order the last Cr8grrl. Are we supposed to talk about toys?
Yeah.
Talk about toys.
Yeah, talk about toys. It was awesome to be there at IshCon to see.
You liked it. I really
that was a lot of fun.
I really enjoyed that show. So much.
Yeah, that was fun.
I'll be honest with you, it's a great excuse for me to get out in the city. I go wander around.
Yes.
I found fireworks last time. I just went off by myself.
Yeah, we were just talking about that today. I went with my fiance Rhiannon, and we had so much fun. Just the trip to get there. I mean, it was a long drive.
I only saw her once, but you had a good time afterwards.
We had a great time. Yeah, we had so much fun. She got sick though, like one of the nights. But it was just I think the journey there, just seeing and going to places. It's a long drive. I think it was like 11 hours for us, but
wow,
we took our time. Like when we take trips, we'll just like explore, like, oh, let's check out this town, and then we'll go. We found this huge antique mall, and I picked up this awesome. Show to you right here.
Let me see. That's so special. Dave never deviates from the plan, so I like trips. What is that?
It's a submarine from the 80s, the Centurions.
Oh, snaps.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is a great find.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, I have to. And I had already spent money at IshCon, and I'm like, you know what, I've got to get this. Like,
oh, You know,
But I love old toys and
you
vintagey stuff.
do. Me
I don't have
too.
the figure that goes with it, but what you
Burger.
got? You gonna show something off?
The
Show and tell. What do you
Glyos.
got?
I'm telling you, Glyos was
Yes,
perfectly in that. Perfectly.
Glios. I know you love the Glios. Let's talk about Glios. Let's talk about the Glios.
Yes,
I've got
let's
a
talk
picture. I've
about
got a
Glyos.
slide here. So
Hmm.
tell me. Okay, okay. Oh wait, show me that.
Okay.
Is that the girl one?
Yes, she
Is
was a
that?
San
Oh, I want that
Diego
so
Comic-Con.
bad.
You do?
Oh, yes.
You know it? A very special person gave me this, and I'll tell you, I just think they're so fun.
So
Marty, especially.
I met Marty at Legion's Con. I'd never met him before, and he was so damn nice and
Oh, he
welcoming. We were
was.
talking motorcycles. We weren't even talking toys.
Oh boy, were you?
Like
Oh
he
yeah.
was just so damn kind, and we talked for like 30 minutes. I'm like, dude, I gotta go because I want you to sell toys. I'm blocking up your whole table, you know. So
No,
let me go and talk toys.
he
So
enjoys it.
me being new to Glios, tell me about Glios because I know a lot of people love like Matt Stein is into it, Diego.
Yeah.
Who else? Who else is into it?
Well, I'm only aware of. I just know of Matt Stein this year, but the first year, Walter, Jeremy, and I bought our first and Diego, sorry, Glios at the 2022 November show.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I first met Marty, and they had like just like a small table, but all the four people working, they're like all these are compatible.
Mm-hmm.
And I think first I started talking to the guy who did Biomasters, which are like these transformer like robots, and they had like soft goods and stuff. So I got into them just like from a figure standpoint at
Mm-hmm.
first. And then, the more I learned about it, they are all interchangeable and you can make the most bizarre things in the whole world with them. And I enjoyed that because although I like Mythics, this is something, when I'm not feeling well, I can just
Mm-hmm.
sit there and work with it.
Yeah.
And
So tell me about Glios. Like there's more than one company, right? So there's
yes, there's
Odell, right? Is Odell one of them?
Matt
On
Doherty from O'Neill Design
Onell.
created it with Marty Godbeast, and they license out the technology. It's like open source, but they have to have, you know, approval. They can't just, you know, bootleg. I don't know. I don't know about that kind of stuff, but
Right.
it's different. Yeah, it's different designers, and they promote it, and they're very. Uh, they share all their ideas and support each other, and it's really cool.
It seems kind of nichey, but like very popular because I know this stuff sells out. Like
Oh,
I looked up
in
that Space Girl. That
in
Space Girl is very expensive. Like,
this one is,
yeah,
yeah,
I was like, I want that because they made different like colors of her.
yeah.
And because I think he's either you or Nate or Trevor. Oh, yeah, posted one, and I'm like, I want that. And I looked it up, and it was sold out. And then I went to eBay, and I'm like, nope, I guess I'm not having that.
Oh, I mean, my collection is nothing compared to like what some of these gentlemen have. I mean, just amazing. I,
So
it,
that stuff, some of
it
those are like pop and swappable, right? They come apart, or you can build
they
bigger.
all are. Yeah, they all are. You
Yeah.
can pop and swap with anything. Like, so I'll show you an old and a new. So
Okay.
here's like an old Battle Beast
Yeah.
wolf called Armivore.
Okay.
All right. And they would make like different variations and colorways, like it might have a silver head or something like that. And then
I have the light on. I have this light on.
like this is a newer one. But yeah, you can pull apart anything. Now you have to
Switch
heat
them out.
you have to heat the holes. That's
Okay.
very important. Excuse me. Otherwise, it could be a little tedious. You know. Mm.
And so they're there every year at Legion's Con.
Excuse me. Yes. Yeah. So I guess the first year, you know, it was fun. I talked to Marty. I instantly, um, well, he's like, he's like, do you like blueberry cereal and Frankenberry? And I'm like,
oh yeah,
well, I happen, yes, I do. I really like it. I said, and he goes, well, I have a toy that smells like it. And I'm like, you do?
Really?
You do? I said, I probably would never want to open it. But then I said, did you know that, you know, Jada Toys just put out a Frankenberry and Count Chocula with like different heads and all. And at the time, he's like, no, I didn't know it. And fast forward a couple months later, he has like a whole huge wall. Like his collection is sick. Yeah. So we bonded it over that Purple Rain and
what's the other one you got there?
The other thing that's important to know about like some of his things, which I find are interesting, is that when God Beast will put out a whole like 4 different figures, okay? I'm not going to get technical with whatever the names are, but they're mostly like insect based, right?
Is that Marty's God Beast?
Yes, Marty.
Okay.
So he'll have a Mushi, a Titan Mushi, and what you do is he'll give you the whole colorway, and then it creates one big character. Mm-hmm. So that's cool.
Now, are they color, like, are they like one color based? Because it seems like when I talked to him at Legion's Con last year, most of the stuff seemed predominantly red.
He likes a lot of red things, but he actually has been changing a lot of his.
Really?
He did a lunar colorway, and for example, like this color.
Yeah.
But I like, yeah.
How does this articulate? Do those articulate pretty good?
They glide, honey. Everything glides. It's like
it glides.
Yeah. It's just
Yeah. I need to pick one. I need to pick up a Glios, and I need to pick up a Plunderling.
You don't have a Plunderling?
I don't.
Aww.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm so like, when I get to, especially Legion's Con, I'm like, I don't want to, I'll see everything, but I'm like, I'm not buying customs. I'm not buying like independent lines. I'm just like here for the Legion.
Customs for like the first 4 years. Like I would look and appreciate it. I did get one of Brian Burke's first skull head. But I
just started looking at his heads that on his website, and some of them are like amazing. I'm like, I need to start ordering these.
His stuff is pretty incredible,
and he's got like a subscription box too. I think Von Burke.
Yeah, I wish I could afford it, but at the time I couldn't. But now I probably could if I got into painting a little bit more, which I have, been messing with.
Yeah, I have a slide I wanted to show people. What? I just saw one that you painted.
Oh, God.
Oh, wait. Here it is. So you do like, I mean, you're interactive. Like you're painting, you're going to cons, you're on Legion's Ladies, on Offworld.
I've only been on Legion's Ladies twice. The first 2.
But you're part of the Legion's Ladies, right?
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I'm sorry. That's what I meant.
We are a team.
So like you are like fully immersed into this community.
Yeah,
I love that.
Well, like I said, the first year or so there wasn't a lot of and I'm grateful that we got more girls into collecting. I would never get like Jack to know there's other girls that are as obsessive compulsive about their toy collecting as like I am. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But I love that, you know, it's a bigger thing now, and it should be. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I love it. I love that it's being embraced.
me.
I love that the Horsemen are making more female figures. It seems like almost every wave
Yeah, I
there's
would.
at least one or two.
I know. I would always like annoyingly chat in whatever was going on about. I want female figures. Eric probably got annoyed at looking at it. So like, come on, we need this. But
But
there's
I mean, it's good. I mean, we all have a voice, and we all, you know, we like what we like, and I think he recognizes that there's a lot of us that really. I mean, that's the main majority of my focus on Mythics is the female
is
Mythics.
it
Yeah, that was the first thing I started buying was the females.
Burger? I have to tell you, this weekend the show at ToyCon New Jersey was so curated with certain vendors.
Mm-hmm.
I met a gentleman who was maybe in his late 70s, 75, 80. His whole table was every like vintage female figure in a bunch.
That
Like
is fresh. That's awesome.
he had a Franzetta one. He had like Red Death. And he said, I said, this is the most amazing collection I have ever seen.
You should have taken pictures of it.
Yeah, I guess I should
I'd
have.
love to have seen that. That's awesome.
Well, I believe I did. I just, yeah, I'll show you. I'll put
Yeah,
them
send me some pictures. I have to see that.
But
That's awesome.
his thing was, I said, how did you is this your collection? Like, is this really your collection? And he's like, mm-hmm. He's like, you know, when if Batman would come out to the toy store and the store would get a box, you know, they'd have all the different figures, but there would only be like one female, so I would always grab it.
And
and
it's too bad that that's like the rare, you know what I mean? Like that's the rare one.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that that's changed. I think that it's shifted. So I remember there was a quote by Todd McFarlane saying like, you know, the female figures don't sell. And I think I think he's realized that that's not the case because I see
that
a lot of
wonderful achievement if he did.
Yeah, that I see now that like, and even in his like, he's got waves that he's got a female in most.
He does
of the waves. Yeah, so I think that it's and it might have to do with like the 80s mentality, like girls are girls and boys are, you know.
I get it because I remember writing like a dissertation on the fact that like, you know, my childhood was like, I knew I was in the right aisle because it was all pink. You just would see.
Right.
It was such a division of toys.
Yeah.
You know.
And thank God now that it's changed, that it's okay to collect what you want,
right,
to be the person that you want, you know, and you're not judged.
Mm-hmm.
And they make toys for everyone. And I love that.
It was our generation that helped change that.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's cool of me to know. I didn't know that you were, you know, solely just that's what you like, the female figures.
Yeah. I wasn't sure what to start collecting in the Mythics, but I think I just love the female figures, and I'm looking at like I have some Hot Toys, and I've got huh?
Oh, sorry, it's a thing. Like more and more.
Yeah, and I just think they're cool. As is my favorite. I love that figure.
Oh, As is your favorite?
Yeah. She's amazing.
She's amazing. She's your favorite.
She's amazing.
That's good.
Yeah, but no, I'm just happy that the Legion's Ladies is as strong and as popular as it is now, and people embrace it.
Yeah, I know. Like Jackie and I and Amber, like it has to be a team.
Mhm.
It has to be a collective. It has to just be, you know, it's a nice safe space. You know what I mean, to talk about
Yeah,
whatever and not
absolutely,
feel,
absolutely.
judged or
Yeah.
whatever. So I think it's important that it's a collaborative, cohesive
Yes.
type of thing that exists, because I'd hate to see it splinter in any shape or form, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Stronger together.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
because that's what the community has shown us, you know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely. Fully embraced. Yeah. I love that. I love that. All right, my friend. Well, we talked for an hour,
oh,
and
that was easy. That was painless. We're done.
absolutely, yeah. I've been trying. I'm like, it's easy. We're just gonna talk toys, hang out for a bit. It's nothing.
These are like
Not
Sunday
digging too deep.
morning.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you. I feel
No
honored that you even wanted to talk with me. So,
nonsense. We've been friends for a while, and I've wanted to have you on here. And I wanted you to be the first lady on the show, but
oh,
Stacy beat you to it. So Stacy will be.
I'm glad she did. I'm glad she did.
I am too. I don't really know her very well, but she's been super nice. Brian was like, you know who you should interview? You should interview Stacy, and I'm like, okay. So
It
I
was,
sent her.
yeah, it was
I sent
Stacey,
her a friend
Amber,
request.
and I that thought we should have a Legion's Ladies group and
Really?
possibly do a show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys still should do a show. I would love to see you and
Mm-hmm.
Jackie and Stacy and Amber, and you guys
Well,
are
I was trying to fish up,
amazing
honestly,
people.
a nice little uh, synopsis, a little recap with
Mhm.
Marty and his son, and to talk about, because he knows the team that he's bringing there of the
Mhm.
other artists that
Mhm.
is going to be the mini Glycon. So I was hoping to do that,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
with
You should.
Amber, just like a one off. And
Yeah. You should see how it goes.
Marty can talk. I don't even have to say anything. I'll just keep
Oh
talking.
yeah. Yeah, he and I we were chopping it up for like 35 minutes.
Yeah.
But we had a great time. Didn't even talk toys, I don't think. We just talked
No.
motorcycles and
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
you know, and
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff. We had a great time. But I look forward to seeing him again at Legion's Con. And I look forward to seeing you again at Legion's Con and all of our friends in the community.
Yep.
I thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you.
The
And I'm
pleasure
sure
of mine, Burger. Really, it
thank
is.
you. We'll
I
talk again.
you. Mm-hmm.
I always see Steph in the customizing studio when I can make it. I've been working lately on the weekends, but every Sunday in the customizing studio, there's some familiar people there. So check out. Hopefully, Steph will be in there.
I'll pop
Also,
in
she is in Legion's chat sometimes Friday nights at 10. I think 10 or 9. 10.
at least.
I
It
think Legion's chat. Yeah.
used to
Coolest.
be. I haven't done the new Zoom or anything,
Yeah,
but I
it's
should.
it's just as easy. Sorry, I'm sitting in a hard chair, so I'm like, my ass.
You're
I'm
and
like
get up.
Stevie Wonder right now.
Stand up. Come on. Sorry.
But Legion's chat, yeah, it's super easy. If people are interested, look up Colin Culp. He's one of the admins in the
Yes.
Cabal community. He's a super awesome guy. I have a picture of you and him right here too.
Oh, yes, you do. I love.
Colin is one of the best dudes. I'm working on getting him on the show. He's just so damn busy.
He's an interesting character, man.
He is an interesting character. But super great guy. Super great guy.
Super great.
Very
guy.
helpful.
Nice family.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
definitely.
Yes. But anyway, so he's got the Legion's chat thing, and it's on Zoom now. It was a Facebook, I think, group or Facebook something, Facebook Live or whatever. But there's too many people. But it's just a good place. So if you're new to Mythics, just go and hang out. Like, you don't have to say anything. You don't have to introduce yourself if you don't want to. Just go and listen to people chop it up, and you will hear some interesting you know, people, they may not be talking Mythics at all. They could be talking toys. They could be talking drinking. They could be talking Legion's Con, speculation, dragons, whatever. But I recommend it. It's a lot of fun. And it's a good way to bring people together, you know, and bridge the gap between the miles of, you know, friendship. So
For sure.
I recommend it. And so I look forward to seeing you at Legion's Con and seeing Dave. Tell Dave I said hi. Tell Chewy hello. What are you guys going to do with Chewy?
She goes to the farm.
Okay, she goes to the farm.
She goes to the farm. My mom and pop-up's house.
Your farm, your family farm.
Okay.
I thought the farm was that code for some amazing place that she has like her nails done and like a salon or something.
Oh no, she goes out and eats the horse shit on the ground.
She's like, this is where I can go to be a dog. I'm gonna be a dog here.
She's free. That's it.
That's funny. That's funny.
No, it's a little,
my friend.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you. And thank you everyone for watching. I sure appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Remember, friends, to always have fun, be curious, share, and enjoy what this line has to offer. Come for the toys, but stay for the friends. Good night, and thank you very much.